All right, let's get this started. All right, so that jump, that bubble is too early. Um, I get that, like it's very oftentimes like just like automatic. Like you see a monkey jump, you bubble him, but like he's not jumping at anything right now. So like now you just don't have a bubble, right? So it's okay to like wait until you have an informed like decision, right? So um, uh, if you don't see any enemies, like because you can kind of see them when they're cresting the hill, right? So like you look at these guys, you look like wow, we can see like the person. Not only can we see the monkey, we can also see like if you just follow the straight line, right? We can follow. We can see the Lucio in the back, right? Um, so you can kind of get an idea of like where the enemy team is based on like just the way you can see, right? So if you can't see them, chances are they haven't arrived at the top of the hill yet. So this is how you can make a decision on whether or not your monkey needs a bubble, right? Um, but if you're not sure and like you have no information, and the monkey doesn't ask for the bubble, don't bubble him, right? Good awareness to catch spam. But now your team is down both bubbles, right? Not your bubbles, but like your both of your aggressive bubbles, the Winston bubble and your bubble, and you have not made a play on these guys yet as a dive team, and this is a big problem. Because now, then your monkey tries to like walk in, gets poked out a bit, and jumps back, and now like you're effectively down your jump as well. So like you're just missing a ton of cooldowns because you guys aren't like saving them for the actual engage. Oh hello. No, don't dive the roadhog. You appear to be very lost. Yes, focus healers. Okay, you gotta secure the kill if you're gonna walk all the way out here. Basically, generally speaking, you want to sit on your supports, especially when you're playing dive as Zarya. You just sit on your supports and you just kind of rotate around to wherever the enemy team is going. You just kind of act as a barrier that just outputs a lot of damage, right? But if you're gonna chase for a kill, you need to like chase it, right? You need to actually like kill this guy. So if you're gonna like commit all the way around here, um, go for the kill, right? And second thing is don't use your bubble until you actually feel like you need to, right? So right here, um, you're gonna chase this Mercy, and then you're gonna reload and just immediately bubble because you feel like somebody should have shot you, right? But like nobody was shooting you, nobody was even looking at you, right? So like just make sure you like you bubble when you actually need to, not because you feel like you should, right? So right here, you're gonna reload and you're gonna bubble because you took one shuriken, right? And this guy's not even shooting anymore. He might not have even been trying to shoot you initially. It might have just been an accident, right? You could have just right clicked you or something. So you took one shuriken, bubbled, and then you're gonna panic and turn around, right? I get that you want to help this guy, right? But like you can help the guy by like bubbling, right? You have the yeah, your bubble coming around. Just turn around, bubble. Don't stop going this way and kill the mercy, right? Make sure you kill the mercy, and then you go back to whatever you're doing, right? You can bubble, but yeah, just kill the mercy. Oh, you don't even bubble. Well, you should probably bubble that. Your monkey's dying. Okay, so you want to bubble when he's in the trap because the people who are shooting him are going to shoot him, right? But when he jumps away and he's running away, just going around the corner, chances are now you don't know whether he's going to get shot. He might get shot from this guy, but you don't know what's around the corner that's actually going to shoot him. So you want to wait on this bubble until you're actually sure he's going to get shot. But I mean, you should have bubbled earlier. So yes, kill him. Yes, there's a trap there. Yeah. I don't know if you were paying attention, but he dropped it right before he died. Um, I don't know. This is something I've been doing a bunch of odd reviews in a row, and I don't think anybody pays attention to traps. So I'll just throw that in there. Like if you see the Junkrat, chances are there's a trap somewhere nearby him. So right here, that's a trap, right? You just kill the trap. Don't walk in it. That bubbles is yeah. I know you go panic because you thought maybe the death bombs would get you, but like it was too late for the death bombs already. So it's okay to bubble somebody there. But you probably want to bubble somebody like earlier when the Rhino was swinging, as opposed to when he got trapped, just stopped for a second, right? Your Ana has no fear. You have no fear. What are you doing? All right. So the reason why this is risky, by the way, isn't because it's is likely for them to come over here and kill you. It's risky because they're this whole time they've been walking past you, and now they can cut you off, right? Because like you look out, they're way closer to point than you are, as opposed to you being closer to point than they are. If you're closer to point, you just back up, right? But because they're closer to point than you are, they can actually like while walking to point, they cut you off from point and they can just kill you, right? So it's just really, really risky. Now look how close to them you are, and you're just trying to get away. If you die now, I wouldn't be surprised. You might live, but it was definitely like unnecessary risk. And if you were actually like a bit further away, you'd feel way more comfortable like spamming, right? And you'd actually paradoxically get more ultimate. Oh, nice bubble. All right, there's a junk on your left. I don't know if you heard it, but you should try to hear this because audio cues are a really big feature in Overwatch, and scientifically you react faster to audio stimulus than like visual. So uh, yeah, this Junkrat on your left like needs to be addressed because he can't just sit here and free shoot because Junkrat like this close to you free shooting it just does way too much damage. Like the Reaper's also a decent target, but like you should also just make sure that like, you address the Junkrat on your left as soon as you can. Oh, now he's tiring. Oh no. All right, someone kill the tire. Okay, so if you lose the point and your team's losing, and you don't think you can turn, right? Just prioritize getting out with your energy, right? So once you get to this point, you land back here, and you're like, oh dang, we lost the fight. Just back out. Save your energy. You're not gonna get anything. You already have grab, right? The downside to pushing here is just like a lot of wasted time because now when you die, you have to go through the process of rebuilding all your energy again, right? Although I guess you baited out a nano. Interesting. Still not worth it. I'd much rather them have nano and you have charge than neither than and not have nano and you not have charge. Good bubble. Oh, unfortunate. Run, run, run. Keep your charge. You just saw the Reaper teleport. You can hear it. Turn to your Ana. All right. She slept him nice. All right. So whenever you see a sleeping person, just walk on top of them and do a countdown. And this way you guys can unload all your damage at the same time. And then when you do shoot, do a right click melee because that's burst damage, right? Left click is like never going to be as much damage in the time it takes for the Reaper to Wraith. So like literally just walk on top of him, get on the other side so you don't get in the way, right, of other people shooting. Do a countdown, like 3, 2, 1, and then just right click melee. Um, there's a really big difference between this sleep killing this Reaper and this sleep like results in the Reaper getting away. Um, and you pretty much always want to kill this guy whenever you get the chance because there's no downside, right? Like there's nothing else going on you have to worry about, right? So just make sure you do the countdown, make sure you kill this Reaper dies, right? This is actually a decent grab right here. Right after the hook, right after you bubble the hook. This Reaper branded as Wraith. They're all together. Your blade should be able to just kill everything. But now that it's breaking down, it's not as good. Good job, good awareness of the Reaper. Object permanence is a valuable skill. Oh no! Unfortunate. Oh, bubble your Winston. Alright, this is highly unfortunate. Okay, please don't grab. Run! No! Run faster! Okay, yeah. So, your team was all... So, first, you should bubble your monkey when he gets charged. Second, if you want to grab, just turn the corner and grab. So that way your Genji can just blade it, right? And then third, assuming none of these things happen, your monkey dies and your Genji gets hooked, you just back up. Don't walk in front of the Ryan. Don't do any of that. Just back up, right? You kind of like walked in front, then walked back, got stuck on the wall, and then finally got around, and now you're gonna get shattered. You might die. You probably will. And it's just really unfortunate. Yeah. Oh my God! No way. All right. Well, you should have died, but um, yeah. So just like when you need to back up, you got to back up. You got to prioritize your life, right? There's no way you live. Oh my God, you actually live. That's crazy. All he had, all the all the Roadhog got to do was just walk at you and keep right clicking or keep meleeing. Bubble somebody. All right, don't grab now, because your team's nano blading. Ah, yeah. I get that you're feeling like a bit antsy because your blade hadn't killed anyone yet, really. But yeah, just play a bit calmer. Sit back here, play your range. You don't have to like be in the middle of the team to hit this grab, right? Grab isn't a melee range thing, so you can just sit here. You can keep shooting, and if the blade is clearly not working out, then you grab, right? Oh no. Oh my god, Tyra kills everybody every time. We still lost. Unfortunate. All right, this is just like get it point. None of this really matters. We can just skip ahead. Incidentally, this is why most teams will come out on the high ground because this feels really awkward when you're playing Ryan Zarya, just like looking up at them trying to shoot them. um, so generally speaking, if you have a point comp where like if you like for example you have a May or something, or in this case if you just happen to roll out on the side of Ryan Zarya, I guess you're a point comp now. I guess. Just keep in mind that like you're playing for a point now, right? Trying to challenge this high ground from the low ground is next to impossible, right? So if that's the case, you just want to hang out on this on point and just wait for them to come to you. Right? There's no point trying to like make this complicated, trying to like fight up against disadvantageous terrain. Just chill out, play the point, wait for the point to unlock, wait for them to come to you. Right? Make sure you preserve resources. Don't get like your all your shield burned before they come to you, because if they you let your shield burn out on this choke, there's nowhere to run. Yeah, now you've burned a bubble. You're in a little bit of trouble. Things are getting messy. Yeah, Urian dies. He gets separated. Yeah, don't be afraid to just play point. Point isn't that bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad either. This is more for the Urian than for you, but it's for like I guess your whole team. Wow, you got way more grab than you should have. But you know, sometimes the enemy team messes up. All right, speed it up, speed it up. All right, we're hanging out. Don't get hooked. You have no bubbles. Yeah, poke safely. You can actually poke a little bit more aggressively than this, and not in the sense of like walking out more aggressively, but you can like sync your peak with your right click more because you're peaking a lot less often than your right click rate of fire. So you could actually be getting more right clicks in if you wanted to. Ah, yeah. So if the dragon's coming out, just remember the last known position of the Hanzo, which was like off on the right, so or your left. So if that's the case, where's the dragon probably going to be? It's probably going to come through this direction. You don't know exactly where it's going to come through, but you don't want to get stuck in this corridor. You want to move towards the left because chances are that the Hanzo like if a Hanzo is dragoning, I don't know if you play much Hanzo, but Hanzo will like he's never gonna like pull his dragon and shoot it this way, right? He's gonna go across this way because it's across the choke, right? So if you know which side he's on, that will like tell you roughly where the dragon's gonna be. Unless he's feeling really crazy and throws it over here, but that almost never happened, right? So if you know it's going to come across the choke, then you want to be out of the line of the way of the choke of you, the choke, and him, right? So if he's lined up with the choke in a certain way, you don't want to be like the third step in that line, right? You want to be somewhere off to the side. I'm making hand gestures and you can't see them. Okay, so your team is going main. You got to follow your team. A Zarya with no one to bubble is a very sad Zarya. Yeah, this is sad Zarya. Let's go with your team. Make it simple. You can take alternative pathing, right? So if your team comes in, right, and they all start pushing this side, right, and gets aggressive, you can like start splitting off this way to hit their back line. You can like bubble your Ryan as he rounds a corner and then just come in and hit them from the back, right? Those are viable things you can do. But you can't like just take a different part of the, like just go to a different part of the map as them. That's it's really hard to do that. Ah, unfortunate. All right, we lived. We're livers out here. All right, so like I said on first point or on first fight, most teams meet here. Some teams meet down there, and sometimes you get a split where one team will come high ground, the other team will come low ground, right? Either way, there's only like two general locations on this map that are worth holding, right? High ground or low or point, right? So if that's the case, just make a decision on where you want to hold and then hold there, right? Generally speaking, Zarya should be posted up here because if it turns out you don't want to be here, you can just drop down and go to point, right? It's just really straightforward that way. So might as well. Nice free kill. I guess the choke is also a viable place to hold, but you need to be very sure that they're going choke as opposed to going to the high ground. Um, and it's also not the best place to fight because you don't. It's very easy to get baited into like extending past the choke, and now you've lost advantage of the choke, right? So normally, like if you hold outside the choke, it should be like everybody set up in a big concave around the choke, and preferably with like a DPS or something on the high ground, like your Ana. Yeah, DPS or your Ana sitting up here where they have like all the cover in the world, and then you also need to make sure somebody's keeping an eye on that door because if you're sitting here, everyone's sitting here fighting, and then a widow comes from this side, you're all gonna be really sad. Um, so just keep in mind like how this map works. Because now you guys are getting confident now that you're up a kill and you're extending past the choke, and this is where it gets bad. Oh, your Ana's on low ground too. No. Your Ryan goes for reverse pin. You don't need to bubble that actually. So if you were like standing here and you saw the Ryan coming at you, your Ryan coming at you from here, this is a good time to bubble because he's going through the whole enemy team, right? But once he gets to this point, he's very unlikely to get stopped by anything, and he's not going to get take any damage. So you don't really want to bubble him there until like he actually starts fighting the hog. So for example, if like he charged him back and he tried to meet him here, then like at this point this would be good to bubble him because he just finished the charge. He's going to take a lot of damage from the hog, right? But this is too early. Um, it's also not a good pin. He pinned the hog, who's the one person who he didn't really want to pin, into a place where none of his team is. So this is kind of unfortunate. So at this point, like you can't give this guy any more help. You just need to commit on your commit and help your blade. Okay, so your Genji just got 2 kills. Um, so you really don't want to graph here. Oh my god, it's getting ugly. All right. How's the tire kill 2 every time? Yeah. Wait on the bubble until you see a bomb actually flying at you. Holding down the point is. Oh crap! You're gonna get trapped. Oh my god, you jumped over it. God tier. Ah! There's a lot of panic going on here. Oh no, you're gonna step in the trap. Okay, your Tracer got the trap for you. Yeah. So I get that you're feeling antsy because you feel like worried. You're alone. The enemy team is walking in, but like again, this guy's not in trouble. Don't bubble him. Resist the impulse. Bubble people who actually need it. Right. Good pulse bomb from your team puts you in a good spot. Yeah, because now you don't have bubble, and this guy really needs it, right? He's getting like he's just completely starting the corner. He's getting hooked. It's real nasty. He needs a bubble, right? And you just don't have it. Good target focus on the Ana. I'd like you to just like walk in less while you. Oh my god, the audio. All right, I'd like you to walk in less while you did this. So like instead of just like holding W and M1 and just like following the Ana around, just like stand here. You don't even have to move really, and just like track her, right? Just like walk vaguely to the left, shoot her along the way. Throw a right click if her movement becomes predictable, and just try and kill her that way. Because that way, you're not just like, because when you get the kill, you're now here. Imagine if this fight was still losable and they like ulted and you're right here, right? Look how far it is to get to the next piece of cover, right? Like there's this thing, then there's here, and then like here, Anna's taking an interesting path. But your like your fallback point is supposed to be the point because that's where your Anna was. Obviously she's moved, but like originally your Anna was here, so you really don't want to get too far away from that point, right? So if you stand here and you shoot, and then like it turns out the Genji is like doing a lot of damage to you, like more than you're expecting, you need to back up. You have options to duck away from him, and you're closer to your supports, right? So that's something you keep in mind is like um, Zarya has beam has much more range than you probably think it does, and you can just use that. Looks like target focus broke down here. Oh no, the trap! Don't wake him. All right, there was just a lot of panic. All right, I'll just. I think this. You guys are probably. Let's see how this goes. I think this will be the last fight I watch either way. I don't know if you guys can touch or not. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, the big points here are um hmm. So the biggest one is probably bubble timing. Make sure like when you bubble that it's actually going to get value and not just in the sense of like I will get charge. You want to bubble when it's like somebody can actually use it, right? So a lot of people will bubble the Rhine for charge, and then the Rhine can't go in, right? So it's okay to bubble for charge when you have enough time, or you're playing slow enough, right? That like you can create the time, right? But generally speaking, um, you want to save the bubble for when like you can like not only will it block damage and give you charge, it will also like help prevent damage that is important at the moment and let your Ryan do damage or your monkey do damage, right? Or whoever do damage, like your Genji who's blading, right? Um, Otherwise, it loses a lot of value, and then because it's such an important cooldown, you don't have it when you need it. Like case in point, that Genji that you bubbled because you got antsy, and then your Ryan got pinned or he got hooked, and then was in the middle of three of them and just died, right? Um, and like that's the difference potentially winning the map or losing the map, right? I'm not saying that bubble would have single-handedly changed things, but it might have, right? That could have been a really impactful bubble. Positioning wise, I'm like blanking on like the specifics, but play your range. You have more range than you think you do. The right clicks, um, and follow your main tank. You can play off angles. We can talk about later, but right now, like you sometimes just kind of drift around the fight, and it's kind of weird. Just like focus on like being there to provide bubbles to your team, and then doing damage when the bubbles are down. Um, Grab wise, you want to grab early as much as possible, so that way uh, you can start the fight favorably on like with good tempo, and that way you can also like start building your next grab, right? Make sure you grab the right people. I didn't really touch on this that much, but like generally speaking, you don't want to grab tanks. You want to grab people you can kill. One thing that's like even viable is if like a monkey jumps into your team in primals, you can just grab him and just like have everybody focus him. And even though you 1-for-1 with ult, you got a free kill, and now you can just walk in, right? You can do the same thing with nano blades. If they nano blade, just grab him. Like as soon as he dashes, wherever he's going to dash to, you just grab him there, and that way like your team just can just kill him, right? And that way they're down two ults, your team lives, everything is good, right? Don't be afraid to use grab for independent kills, as long as the kills are impactful enough, right? So if you grab both, like there's a world of difference between grabbing like both supports and then immediately killing them, and then grabbing two tanks and kind of killing like maybe one, right? It's like actually a really big deal. Um, and yeah, I've done a lot of these in a row. I'm really tired. I'm really sorry. If you have any questions about anything I said, let me know. Just feel free to ask, and that's all.